It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's a Monday morning on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3. Now, I think South Africa widely knows that Thuli Madonsela's tenure as public protector was one of triumphs and certainly many difficulties that went along with that. And now, human rights lawyer turned filmmaker Shameela Seedat joins us this morning to speak about her documentary film that is showing at the 2018 Encounters Documentary Festival. And it's called Whispering Truth to Power, and to tell us about her experience working with Advocate Madonsela. Thanks for joining us, and a very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and hello to all you viewers.
I'm excited to see this documentary. I mean, the role of the public protector, that is a huge one. It's great that, you know, Advocate Madonsela was the first female to do so. How do you think she handled the pressures that came with the job?
Indeed, it is an extremely high-pressure job. You have to have nerves of steel. You also have to have empathy. I mean, you deal with people, complainants, who are frustrated and they come to you for help. But more than that, you also have to investigate politicians. And even though it is a non-political office, as you know, it can be very risky for politicians who may face big consequences in the political realm. So we know of many of the more public episodes that Advocate Madonsela has endured, like death threats, spy allegations, verbal attacks. And I think she's really weathered these storms with a lot of grace. She's been very composed, and I think what's driven her is also this idea that she's executing her mandate in terms of the Constitution. She's backed up by the law. But there's also the pressures that we don't really talk about in the public eye. There's the pressure of just the ordinary complainant who comes, who's very desperate and who needs help with their ID documents, with pension claims and so on. And this actually takes its toll because people, you know, don't get their cases often dealt with speedily because of various difficulties. So not just for her, but for our whole team, this takes its toll. And I think Advocate Madonsela, I think she also has strategies, like she's a very spiritual person, and she jogs, she's very fit, and I think this all helps her with composure and being able to deal with the pressures.
And you were in a very privileged position to be able to find out all these things about it. And I think something that South Africa truly yearns to know is, who is the woman behind Advocate Thuli Madonsela? When you are sitting side by side with her and you're having a conversation or perhaps a tea with her, who is Thuli Madonsela?
Aha, she is indeed very enigmatic. And first, I just want to say from the outset, so this documentary is, you know, it is my experience of her. And I'd actually, if you do watch the documentary, you'd see her speaking about herself. You'll also see her family, her brother and her kids reflecting on her. But you'll also just get to watch her in various situations, as a mother, as a public hero, as a colleague, as a boss. And I think that for me is very exciting for the audience, just to watch and observe her and to engage with her and see what she's like. But having said that, I would say that she's a very confident person.
Certainly.
She's an excellent lawyer. She's got a fantastic memory. It can be intimidating. She's very composed and centered. She's very quiet spoken. She has a quiet manner, but for me, I think underneath that is a feistiness, and that feistiness is really about being very firm about what she believes in. So some of her colleagues have said they have entered into very fierce debates about her, about the law, which they're all passionate about. And she's open-minded, but she sticks to her guns. So I think quiet, but feisty inside.
Wow.
How long did it take you to put this documentary together?
The whole process took about just over 3 years.
Wow.
So first it was a long process of getting access to her and her team and talking about, the possibility of doing a documentary. And then it was a year research and a year in production, and then of course editing took a year. There were obviously lots of difficulties in making a film like this. Advocate Madonsela's schedule is very hectic, so things change. Cases are also confidential, so you have to work all of this in. So we just ended up going to Pretoria many times and observing the office, the dynamics, and the children, and it was a very rich experience for us.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to be an enriching experience for everyone who will watch the documentary. Congratulations on producing it, and I hope that it gets lots of feet into those cinemas. And of course, you can take a look at Whispering Truth to Power by Shameela Seedat, which is screening at the 2018 Encounters Documentary Film Festival. Now, it'll be at the Labia in Cape Town tonight. It goes to Rosebanks Nouveau in Johannesburg on the 8th, and then back here in Cape Town at the V&A Waterfront back in Cape Town on the 9th of this month. And for more information and ticket sales, you can also check out encounters.co.za.